Hello friends, this video on matter and magnetism part 30 is brought to you by examfear.com. No more fear from exam. Please make sure that you have watched all the videos till part 29 before going ahead with part 30. So now let us consider a loop which is carrying some current, that is a current carrying loop, and we will place it in a magnetic field and we will see that a torque acts on that current carrying loop. So it says that a rectangular loop carrying a steady current and placed in a uniform magnetic field experiences torque. So this is what we will see. This is a fact which we came to know just now, and now we will prove it and we will see how this torque comes into picture. Let us suppose this is a rectangular torque. This is a rectangular loop carrying current. Let us say A, B, C, D is a rectangular loop which is carrying a current I, and it is placed in a magnetic field. So what happens? A torque acts on this current carrying wire. So now this basically resembles something, right? I mean, you must have studied in your previous classes about electric motor, right? It looks somewhat like this. So that also has a current carrying rectangular loop, and here you have some handle with the help of which this entire loop, it keeps rotating. So the axis of rotation is this axis which you see here. This is the axis of rotation, right? So about this axis, this loop will keep rotating somewhat like this. If you look at this figure, you can see, let us suppose this is the magnetic field. This is the magnetic field lines, and this is a current carrying loop, and it rotates in this way. If you look at it carefully, just observe it once again. So it rotates like this. So are you getting it? How is it rotating? Okay. So similarly, this loop will also rotate like that. So here, let us try to see what are the forces that will act on this current carrying loop. So the force which act on this side AD and BC will be equal and opposite, right? For example, in this case, now we imagine that the loop is placed in such a way, that the magnetic field B is in plane of the loop. That means the magnetic field, if this is the plane of the magnetic field, the loop is also lying in the same plane. You can see this is the direction of magnetic field, and this is how the loop is placed. So the magnetic field and the loop, they are in the same plane. So now let us try to calculate the force which will act on each arm of this loop. Now the force which will act on the arm AD. So the force that will act on arm AD will be equal to 0. Why so? If you look at AD and B, they are along the same direction. So that means the angle, because the force is given by IL cross B, force acting on a current carrying conductor will be given by IL cross B, right? So here if you look at the side AD, the length vector as well as the magnetic field vector, they are in the same direction. Therefore, sine theta is equal to 0. Therefore, the force acting on the arm AD will be equal to 0. Similarly, the force acting on arm BC will also be equal to 0, because BC is also along the same direction. So, there will be no force acting on AD and BC. Now, what will be the force acting on arm AB? So the force acting on AB will be IL cross B, right? So this will be equal to IL into B sine theta, right? So what is this L? L is nothing but the length of this loop, length of one side of this loop, length of AB, and length of AB is given as B. So we say that this is B into B sine theta. What is theta in this case? This is your length and this is your magnetic field. So it is a three-dimensional figure, right? So magnetic field is in the horizontal plane and your loop is lying in the same plane, but it is perpendicular to the magnetic field, right? You imagine the figure. You can look at this diagram so that it becomes clear to you. Magnetic field is already there. On top of that, you place a loop. So that loop is in a direction perpendicular to the direction of magnetic field. So this theta will be 90 degree. So this will be the force that will act on AB, right? And now let us try to calculate. So what will be the direction of this force? Direction will be given by L cross B. So apply right hand rule. So take all your four fingers towards the length, that is towards this direction, and then fold them towards right, because right is the direction of magnetic field. So your thumb points in the downward direction. Therefore, the force will act in the downward direction. Now let us calculate the force that will act on the arm CD. So that force will again be given by IL cross B, which is equal to ILB sine theta. So even in this case, theta will be equal to 90 degree because the length vector of this arm is perpendicular to the magnetic field. So this will also become equal to I into B. And what would be the direction in this case? Take all your four fingers along this direction because this is the length vector, and then it goes towards the magnetic field. So take all your arm along this direction and then it goes towards magnetic field. Therefore, your thumb points towards up. So the net force acts in the upward direction. So what would be the net force? So if you look at it, you will see that F1 is equal to F2, but they are in the opposite direction. So that means the net force is equal to 0 because F1 and F2 are equal and opposite, right? So we see that the net force acting on this rectangular current carrying loop in uniform magnetic field is equal to 0. So the net force is equal to 0. But another interesting thing which we observe is that if you look at the arm AB, the force acts in the downward direction. If you look at the arm CD, the force F2 acts in the upward direction. And these two forces do not act along the same line because when this object is rotating like this, let us suppose the object is rotating like this. You apply some force at this point and you apply some force at this point. So will the net force be equal to 0? However, the net force will be equal to 0, but because the line of these opposite forces are not same, therefore a torque will start acting on it. So the same thing is happening here in this case also, since the axis of rotation is this one. So and AB and CD are not connected by any axis, right? So equal and opposite forces are acting on AB and CD, but they are not acting along the same lines. So if you look at it in this way, so it is somewhat like this. On this, there is a force which acts in the downward direction. So F1 wants to, what is the aim of this F1? This F1 wants to bring this AB down. It wants to push AB downwards, and there is a force F2 which wants to pull the side DC upward, right? So basically, this is how the force will look. F1 is trying to bring the side AB down and F2 is trying to bring the side CD up, right? So it is trying to basically rotate the loop. If you think of it very carefully, let us suppose right now it is stable. There is one force F1 which is acting on this side and it is trying to push AB down, and this F2 is trying to pull CD up. In that case, even though F1 and F2 are equal and opposite, but still there is a torque which is acting on the loop, making it to rotate, because F1 will make AB to go down and this will make CD to come up. So gradually CD will start coming up, AB will start coming down, and as a result this entire loop will start rotating, right? So therefore a torque acts. right? So this is the scenario if you look at it from this side. So this is F1, this is F2, right? So if you join it with from the center, you will get a figure like this, that is this diagram. And let us suppose if this entire length is A, so the center of mass will be at the center. So torque will act, and what will be the magnitude of torque? That will be equal to F1 multiplied by the moment of the arm, that is A by 2, plus F2 multiplied by A by 2. So this will be equal to F1 is equal to F2 is equal to I B B, this into A. Now what is A into B? A into B is nothing but the area of the loop. A is the area of the loop. So this is the net torque which will act on this loop when it is present in an external magnetic field. So I hope you understood how this external torque will act on a loop. Now we will look at the same scenario, but there we will assume, here what did we assume? Here we had assumed that the magnetic field is in the plane of the loop, right? That's what we had assumed at the very beginning. But in the next scenario, we will assume that initially itself the loop is placed in such a way that it makes some angle theta with the direction of the magnetic field. Right? So that is the second scenario which we will consider, so that we get a general expression for torque. So I hope you understood how this rotation takes place. So for the sake of that, I have this diagram which will explain you more clearly how this rotation is taking place. Right? Thank you. Please visit examfear.com to watch free educational videos, try free online tests, get the best quality study materials, study from the best tutors and mentors, and much more. Thank you once again.